Where was I going with this? Oh God. Where was I going with this? Where was I going with this? Oh my God. Hey guys. So, unless you've been living under the proverbial rock, here in the beauty community, things are in flames. Like, people are selling each other out. There's no end of drama. There are wild accusations flying back and forth. I did do a video on my initial thoughts on the whole Tati Westbrook and James Charles shenanigans when Tati first uploaded her video. I'll go ahead and link it here in case you're interested. But since that time, shit has gone down. And it's got to the point now where I can't care about it anymore because it's so far beyond my reality that it just doesn't matter. I just can't relate. So the major players here, as you may be aware, Tati and James, of course. JEFFREE STAR is involved, Gabriel Zamora has been involved, as well as Nikita Dragon. A lot of the other big influencers seem to be just sort of like staying well back in the shadows, and I don't blame them. This is just a clusterfuck on an epic scale, and I can't keep up with it. Every time I turn YouTube on my phone, my feed is just flooded with video after video after video. These drama channels, I mean, they are working their tails off. I know a lot of them have been posting 2 to 4 videos each day, trying to cover all of these developments as they arise. The ones that I watch have been fairly respectful, and they're really just sort of reporting the news, if you will, and not really bashing either player. But it's all just a little much. And I don't want to weigh in on it. I don't really have any more opinions at this point. There are typically 3 sides to every story. There is player A's side, player B's side, and somewhere between the two is the truth. That doesn't necessarily mean that anybody is lying, but we all have different perspectives on things. We read different things into what we've read in DMs, text messages, all of that kind of thing, and they're coming at it from their own perspectives. So who knows? Perhaps there is a true villain in all of this. I don't know. I haven't watched James Charles' most recent video because, like I said, I just frankly don't care anymore. I, at this point, just kind of want to, like, see it all when it's all wrapped up with a pretty little bow. But I suspect that it's going to be quite some time before we get there. All I just wanted to do was hop on today and just sort of chat and open it up to you guys in the comments as well to weigh in. We had a really great conversation on that video that I did regarding the whole situation as it first arose, and I'd love to carry that forward again. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's late, I'm still getting over this illness. So YouTube is this weird little microcosm, and you start to see familiar faces, and because it's people sitting down in front of a camera staring at it, you feel like there's this connection. But what I've noticed over the years is that the people that rise to the top, who amass the biggest followings, who do it the quickest, there tends to be some similarities between them. And I'm sitting here today with about 1,100, just slightly over 1,100 subscribers. And I am thrilled to death with that. I truly am. My goal was to get 100 when I first started. That was my goal. And I'm just so thrilled to be where I am. I honestly and truly don't think that I have what it takes to hit 1 million subscribers. And that is not me fishing for compliments. That is not me pitying myself. That is simply based on what I've seen. I think there are some key elements that help these people get to mega stardom, if you will. So the people who have 2, 5, 10 million subscribers. A lot of them are young. They are in their early to mid 20s. I most definitely am well beyond that stage. I will be 39 in a couple of weeks. So there's a strike against me. They are all objectively beautiful. Just beautiful people. I don't think that I'm like horrific to look at, but when you look at people who have 1 million, 2 million and plus subscribers, I don't know that any of them are plus size, really. None of them immediately jump to mind. If you do know of any, feel free to leave them down below because frankly I'd like to go and check them out. But largely speaking, these are beautiful, thin, young people. That in and of itself is not enough. And frankly, pure talent is not enough to get you over the hump. There are people, there are smaller channels that I have subscribed to who have phenomenal skills, but they don't have this mass following. Why is that? Drama. That is my hypothesis, is that the people who can stir up controversy, stir up drama, it gets their names out there, and therefore they gain the following. The other element to it that I think is crucial for amassing a huge following is being willing to do what it takes. And I don't mean in the sense of having the ambition, having the drive, doing the grind, filming the videos, editing them, you know, all of that kind of thing. What I mean is using the people that you need to use in order to get to the top. You find somebody, you use them for all the connections that they have, all of the promotion that they can give you. You use their name, you name drop, and then when you've tapped that well, you move on to the next. And by this point, you've already gained more of a following, so you're even more palatable and more attractive to the next bigger one. And I think that it's really social climbing writ large, and you have to be ruthless, and there has to be a certain element of like just being willing to climb over the backs of the people who you claim to be your friends. And so I then have to kind of sit back and think, would I even want it? Like if I had to sell my friends out in order to get, say, 2 million followers, if I had to use people and hurt people and just cast them aside when they were no longer beneficial to me, is that something that I could do? Would that success even mean anything to me? And honestly, no, it wouldn't. It's sort of like winning by cheating. You won, but you know you didn't really. You cheated your way to the top. And so if you are crushing everybody in your path in order to get ahead, is that not sort of a false victory in and of itself? I mean, ultimately, these people that we watch on YouTube, whether it's in the beauty community or outside of it, I don't tend to watch a lot of the other like big YouTube people like PewDiePie and all that. I have no idea what his content is. I know the name, I have no idea what his content is. We watch them and you gotta wonder, like, is this just a character that we're seeing? Is this just this cultivated persona? At the end of the day, they are people. They are, like celebrities are people at the end of the day. It's just that we can't necessarily relate to their lifestyle. They make more money than God. They, you know, just live these lavish lifestyles that I absolutely cannot relate to. So you gotta wonder, like, when these people turn the camera off at the end of the day and they are lying in bed reflecting on where they are in life, are they genuinely proud of how they got there? Are they genuinely proud of what they've accomplished, knowing what it took to get there? And I am speaking in generalities, like absolutely I'm speaking in generalities. I'm sure there are wildly successful celebrities, YouTubers, anything, in any area of life who have gotten there through their own grit and determination, a good amount of luck, all of that kind of thing, but overall on the up and up. They've done it above board and haven't just taken a scorched earth approach to anybody and everything in their way. But there are some that have. And I don't know if JEFFREE STAR has, I don't know if James Charles has, But I suspect at 17, 18, 19, in order to amass 14 to 16 million subscribers, plus all the other stuff that he has going on in his life, there has to be some element of this behind that. You don't just at 17 post a picture to Instagram and all of a sudden you are a multi-millionaire with all the clout in the world. There are people that you tap for connections, and then you build on those connections, and then you move on to the next, and there is, I imagine, there has to be some of that, you know. And I'm not saying that using somebody for connections is necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on what happens after you've been connected to that source. Do you then just slough the other person off and away you go? Or do you maintain that connection with them and that relationship that you have and the friendship that you have? Or is it just expendable? I would love to have a conversation with you guys in the comments about, what do you think it is that makes a YouTuber successful? Like, how does somebody get 5 to 10 million subscribers? I don't know how somebody gets 1 million subscribers, but like, how do you get that big of a following? And if you as a person could have that big of a following, even if you're not on YouTube, just like pretend for a moment, would you want it? I genuinely don't think that I would. Not with what it entails these days. Like, I miss the days of turning on YouTube and there were tutorials and product reviews and just people talking about makeup, and it was not controversial, and people were successful based on their own skills and based on their own merits, and I miss that. I really genuinely do. And I know this is my second video now sort of talking about this situation. That is simply because I think there are some interesting conversations to have. But I would like to talk about that. I'd like to talk about what you think sets people apart. Because there are YouTubers that I watch that I am genuinely mystified why they don't have more subscribers. And that's just based on their personality and their talent primarily. So people like Sam Ravindal, I don't understand why she's not at 1 million. She'll be there soon, but I genuinely don't understand that. Raw Beauty Christie. Emily Noel, she just hit 1 million a couple months ago, I think now. But she's been doing this for like 10 years, and I don't understand how it took so long. Is it because she's not early 20s and wasn't when she started? Is it because she's not problematic? Like, she doesn't create drama. She doesn't engage in all of this kind of stuff that comes out. Like, she doesn't chime in on it. She's not subtweeting people. She's not, you know, she's not in the thick of that kind of thing. She's, for like the most part, she's in her own lane. She's raising her children. She's wife to her husband. She does her reviews, and she's not controversial. Is that why? And really, should we not be like rewarding that kind of behavior rather than rewarding the nonsense? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's why reality TV shows are as popular as they are, and the freaking Kardashians are as popular as they are, is because they just do inane shit that nobody can relate to, so it becomes interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I feel like I'm not necessarily making an awful lot of sense, but I just, like I said, I just wanted to start a conversation, so pick a topic and run with it. That's totally cool with me. So before I had a chance to wrap this video up and say goodbye, my goddamn camera overheated, because that's what it does. So while I was letting it cool down, I hopped over to YouTube just to see what's shaking over there. And what's shaking is JEFFREE STAR has uploaded a video entitled Never Doing This Again, in which he's basically saying, I don't want to get involved in the drama anymore. I kind of basically want to remove, I didn't watch the whole thing, but he had said in tweets that he had all the receipts, and now he's not showing any of them. So you can make your own conclusions. Also, Tati deleted her video all about James Charles. So, what was the point of all this? Like, I genuinely feel bad for these people that this is what their lives are. Like, they're never going to trust each other again. they're never truly going to be friends again. They're never really going to get past all this in terms of their interpersonal relationships. I have no doubt their subscriber counts are all going to be fine. I know James Charles lost like 3 million. He's gaining back. He's going to be fine. Even when you lose 3 million, he had 13.5 million still to go. So he's totally fine. Even if JEFFREE STAR loses a few, he's almost at 15 million. Tati's now like close to 11 million. Like, these people are fine. They're doing okay. But like I was saying earlier, they are people at the end of the day, and you kind of have to wonder just what's in their hearts at this moment, and that the fact that they all just sort of like imploded so very publicly, I kind of feel sorry for them. And if that's the price of success, no thank you, because I don't have the energy for that. I just don't. I did see another video earlier today from Peter Mon where he was addressing the conspiracy theory that this whole situation is just being like a Shane Dawson like expose really on cancel culture and all that kind of thing. Who knows? If it is like slow clap, you did well. You pulled the wool over like the entire world's eyes. But even that makes me question, like, I don't know that I would want to engage in even a pretend fight with my closest friends on a global stage. Even if it's to prove a point. That just, I don't know. I'm just going to circle back to my whole point, which is just, I can't relate to these people. I truly can't. And I'm kind of grateful for that, to be perfectly honest. So, like I said, I would love to have a conversation, anything related to this whole topic. I know I've kind of been all over the place. I apologize. Hopefully you can sort of connect the dots, but I am going to wrap it up here because I don't really have anything more to say on this topic at this point. So thank you for taking the time to watch. I will see you in my next video. And until then, just be a decent human being. Honestly, just be kind to people. It's truly not that hard. Bye for now, guys.